Well, it's been a little while, hasn't it? It's been a little while since I made a video like this, a long form. Last video that I made was announcing that he was a boy. Baby boy is doing really well. Mommy's doing really well. Everything is beautiful at home. There's no worries there at all. We're in love. Going back to square one with kids it's unbelievable how quickly we get used to the current situation. You know, so my youngest, before this baby was 4 years old, you know, toilet training, all that stuff, like it's all automatic. Sleeping well, they don't wake up throughout the night most nights. Going back to having a baby, you're waking up every 2 hours. You know, going back to the tag team kind of effort between myself and my wife, trying to work out who's going to do the night guarding, night duty, and who's going to do, how we're going to approach it. So it took us a few days to kind of work out how we're going to plan it out. But you know, now we kind of set it up how we used to set it up. So all of that stuff is good. I guess the reason why I haven't made a video in the last 10, 11 days, number one, I wanted a break. I wanted a break, but I didn't think it was going to be a break like this, 10, 11 days. I've been training, I've been uploading the squad every day, kind of like every single day. That's all been going well. As you guys could probably notice that I'm kind of going light most days, nowhere near to the numbers that I was doing, or my best numbers. Partly because I'm not sleeping very well, obviously waking up a few times a night and then having to nap in the middle of the day, and then the food intake has also been real poor. That's me. The moment I stop sleeping and training really hard, my appetite disappears. So all of that kind of stuff has definitely impacted my training. But I think the predominant thing that's been the reason why I haven't been talking about training and what's going through my mind is purely because training hasn't been on my mind. I never wanted to make this something that I have to rock up every single day and I have to talk about where I'm at every single day. It's always been a natural thing. I switch the camera on and I speak exactly what's on my mind. And ever since having the little one, Andre, I've been smitten all over again. And I haven't, gone through this period while making YouTube videos. It's special, man. It's really special. If you've watched my videos for a little while, you've probably, concluded that I'm quite a deep thinker, and I'm quite slow on the uptake with some of these kind of big things in my life. It takes me a little while to kind of process everything, and having little Andre, I was, I don't know, I don't think anything has happened in my life that's made me more question the big questions, if you know what I mean. Questioning life, God, purpose, the compass, moral compass, the compass of the world. It's really weird how, like, as you grow up, you kind of spend more time thinking about the bigger questions. It's almost like you spend less and less time thinking about your back angle in a squat or which muscle is lagging behind. You spend less time doing that and more time thinking about what's happening on the globe, what's happening in your community, what's happening at the school, what's happening with the kids, what's happening with you, who are you, what do they see of you, can you be a better role model? Thinking about Andre when he finally kind of gets a hold of his senses. What's he going to think about when he looks at me? Is he going to be proud of me? Is he going to be looking up to me? All these kinds of things, they go through your mind, because right now, little guy is a clean slate. He's a blank canvas, and the world's already started to, put some paint on that canvas, just simply existing. Anyway, so a lot of these questions have been on my mind, and so I haven't been thinking a whole lot about training. I've been training, hitting deadlifts. I've been trying to hit deadlifts like once a week. The squatting volume is completely down to like 4 or 5 reps in the squat. So like 10 with the bar, and then 1-1-1-1, maybe four singles, going up to 140 or something like 160, 170. Putting all of my work into deadlifts, doing that kind of stuff. Today I did some hamstring curls. Yesterday I did some bench press. I'm kind of using this opportunity to not worry about training and just do things that feel good. So yesterday I did 70 kilos for 10 sets of 10 on the bench. Elbows feel great this morning. Everything feels great this morning. But yeah, so, you know, yeah, everything's well. I just want to say that everything's well. That's kind of the purpose of this video. Nothing has happened. Don't be worried. I know, you know, when you watch somebody make videos for 1,400 days, and then that person stops making regular videos, you kind of maybe assume that things are not going well. They're going really well. I just want to reassure you, don't worry about any of that. It's just, I think my mind is going through an adjustment period. It's kind of like a natural thing, you know. I don't know whether you agree with me, but I don't think there's anything that happens in your life that's more impactful than having your own child. And possibly this being the last child, probably, that I'm gonna have. It's also, you know, a big moment for me as well. Like, then you think to yourself, man, I'm never gonna go through these moments ever again. So these are kind of the things that happen to you when you start to age, right? You start to have these moments where, well, I'm not going to do that again in my life. I'll never do that again in my life. And so you don't have a lot of these type of thoughts, a lot of these moments in your life at 34 years old, but you start to have them. Well, I'll never do that again. And processing that for me takes a little while. I don't know. You guys can probably tell that I overthink everything, and that's just me. I like to think about everything. I like to think about thinking. I like to think about life. You know, I'm not one of those guys that I can just go to point A to point B, 9 to 5 every single day, do the job, don't ask questions, don't question authority, don't question hierarchy, don't question your compass, don't question anything, just do. No, that's not me. I question everything, man. I question everything. I've always been like that. And my life experiences early on had made me question everything. From being a refugee, questioning what the hell led to these circumstances. Why did my people want to do this? And why do these people want to do this? Why is there a war? Why is there death and suffering? What's going on? Do we really hate each other, or are there some other forces at play? So I've always kind of been a skeptic, natural skeptic. And so I think that's kind of led me down the path of, you know, thinking a whole lot and questioning everything a whole lot. And although, you know, it's benign when you're talking about training, whether your theory about training, whether your idea about training has been correct or incorrect, whether you made some assumptions that you shouldn't have made, or whatever. Is there progress? There's no progress. There is progress. That's all benign. What's the worst that can happen? You progressed a little bit. You don't progress at all. That's all well and good. But when you change the theme to life, that's not a video game, man. You can't load that shit up. You can't load it up. It is what it is. You're stuck with this, with the consequences of your actions. And so I tend to think about a lot about these things. Obviously, the kids mean everything to me. Nothing puts a smile on my face than seeing my kids play with the little guy now. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's like, and they're gonna remember that, man. You know, my boy's almost 7. You know, he's gonna remember these moments. And so seeing him, you know, it's weird, man, because I remember my eldest looked exactly like the baby right now. So he's kind of looking at himself, you know, and my mom tells me that I looked exactly like both of them when I was young. So I'm looking at myself. It's a weird concept, man. So you're looking at yourself. You're looking at a child that looked exactly like you when you were a child. It's almost like you're seeing yourself grow up through a third person. It's like a weird thing. It's a beautiful thing, and it makes you. I think parenting is the hardest thing you will ever do. The reason why I say that is because nothing has more emotion more feeling, more heart. Nothing will come close to that. Your kids mean everything to you. That's why I think it's the hardest thing, because you want it to be so perfect, you want it to be so nice, but it's hard. And so you take a course of action, you decide to discipline the little one, my boy's 7-year-old, for doing something wrong, and then we go to sleep, it's all good, and I'm sitting and I'm thinking to myself, should I have done that? Should I have been that strict? Should I have let it pass? How do I teach him these lessons? Can I teach him some hard lessons in life without punishment, without showing him there are consequences for actions? How do I do that? Can I be the same towards my daughter? Do I need to adjust? She's a little bit softer, she's a bit more emotional. How do I adjust for that? There's a lot going on. And when I've become a father for the third time a week and something ago now, it kind of shakes your core a little bit, and you start to think about some of these big things. And that's why I haven't been thinking a whole lot about training. But I've still done it. I still come in here and I still make sure that I move my body. And there's many ways you can move your body. This is the way I like to move my body. Come in and attack the same old problem. But yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a long video again. Didn't want to make it a long video, but that's where I'm at. It's all going well, and maybe I'll start to make more frequent videos now. But it's purely going to be on the drive, on the emotion, on the want to do it. I guess when I start to sleep a little bit better, when I start to eat a little bit better, and I start to, obviously, as a result of that, train a little bit better, it's going to kind of come to to more videos. But it's just another stage in life, it's an interesting thing how quickly something that you care about can be belittled in a fraction of a second. It's weird. It's weird. Like, I'm so happy, like deep down to my core, so happy. Feels so right. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't stop thinking about the big questions. And I think for people that don't have kids, for people that don't go through these emotions, I feel like you're delaying that thought process, that seed of questioning your existence, your purpose. I know it sounds crazy, but I almost wish I had kids earlier. I think I would have been better off for it, because kids, when kids enter your life, there's no more messing around. You have to be responsible. Structure enters your life, and you become more productive. It's the weirdest thing in the world, dude. Like, I've tried to explain this to a few people. I became more productive. YouTube happened for me because I became more productive. There was a pressure about me now. I'm accountable for these kids. I want to be a great example. I want to achieve things. I want to have character. I want to build myself into something that my kids are going to be proud of. I want to show them a good example. No longer can I mess around and get away with it. There are eyes on me. I don't want to be embarrassed in front of my kids. So these are some of the thoughts that have kind of been on my mind. And not that I've been, sad how I've done things so far. It's just a review process. You kind of go into it because of such a massive emotional event that's kind of been. It's a beautiful thing. It's absolutely beautiful and so motivating. Like, I can't explain to you how motivating it is to have kids. Because it's no longer about you. It's not about you anymore. It's about them. And you can let yourself down and move on. But letting your loved ones down, letting your kids down, that will be very heavy. That will be very, very hard to deal with. it's like having angels in your house. You want to just make sure that they're perfect. Everything's good for them. It's a beautiful feeling. Anyway, that's just a little snippet of thoughts that I have in my mind right now. But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I still have like 4 weeks off work, something like that, 4.5 weeks off work. Maybe I'll get a few crazy weeks of training in there. For now, I feel like I'm just, simmering, moving weights around. Like yesterday, I spent like an hour and a half in here. Baby was asleep, mum was having a nap, and I thought I'd just come out here. Kids were away, the older ones. I just like benched, thought, benched. It was like silence here. Just moving the iron around, and literally this. So I'll give you an example. This is what it sounds like when I'm training. This is it. I just sit here in between my sets and I just think. Get up, do a set, come back down. I just think. I don't know about you guys, man, but it's so peaceful. I don't know what it is about just being next to some iron, move some muscles. I've got a pump, I've got a pump going, and you sit there. And thoughts come to you so quickly. I feel like you can think easier when you got a pump, man. It's really weird, man. I don't know whether you guys think about that or not, but maybe this is the real purpose of the squat every day. Like my thoughts come easier to me, man. Like I feel like I connect the neurons easier. I feel like it's almost like meditation, I guess. I feel like I sort things out when I'm here. It's like a consultation room. It's like a freaking therapy room, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the only thing I can hear usually is the birds. Sometimes they punch on, but yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, guys, let you guys go, and I'll jump back in the house and smooch the little one. Maybe change another nappy. He's probably cooking a poo for me now. I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.